Hi, this is Dan. Just a quick little video on how I modified the Milwaukee M18 table saw to fit into Packout. Wasn't that difficult, but just some basic tools. First, started off piece of plywood, 3/4 inch ply. I cut it to fit on the base of the table saw, did notches around the feet, ended up doing 4 nutserts, drilled that out. This fits nice and flush, doesn't move, all good. Second part, then I painted it black and I got some aluminum, 3/4 inch aluminum strips from Home Depot, and just cut them to make the edges look a little bit nicer. Not necessary, but nice feature. Drill out the holes on the plywood to match the worktop. Put T-nuts on the back side of the plywood. This will be facing toward the table saw. Table saw is upside down, of course. So then, all right, so to put the plywood onto the table saw, all I did was 4 nutserts into the frame, some 1/4-20 bolts, and that made it nice and easy. Removable. Now, with this bolted on here, since we already pre-drilled holes and I have the T-nuts on the bottom side, this was just a matter of bolting this on. And what are they? These are 2.5 inch, again, 1/4-20s. 6 of them. Simple enough. All right, so that bolted on there. My intentions were, now I have a Packout compatible table saw. So the table saw now attaches to the Packout, unhooks just like a normal case would do by pulling the button. No big deal, it's all good. Now let's work on protecting the top. So what I did is I got another base unit. I guess it's the old style, but new ones would work too. I went and got another piece of plywood, painted it black. Same thing, I just put some trim around the outside, but then on the bottom, what I did is I got some T-track, just your normal T-track, again, Home Depot type of thing. Fits into the slots on the table saw, and I got both the male and the female side of it. So I started off with just two pieces going about halfway up the wood, make it simpler to slide in, slide out. And then I got a piece of angle iron or angle aluminum, and I think it's 1.5 inches. Yes, 1.5 inches aluminum, and I mounted it on the front. Reason for that is when I slide this into the saw, it'll slide back, the aluminum sticks down, hits the front of the saw, stops it so it can't slide back any farther. So the lid slides on the table saw. At the very back, I drilled 2 more holes, and just in the plywood, it's behind the base. And there's enough for 2-inch pins to fit in here. That way, the table or the base can't slide forward, it can't slide back, nice and secure. We can build it whatever height we want it. Stack on just like we can, so we can just stack it just like any other Packout. Now I did do a standoff on this T-track here for so that the tabletop itself doesn't touch the top of the table saw and scratch the table saw up. It also, by doing this, it allowed me to make another bracket on the bottom Packout. Here, let me move this. After I was done with that, I decided I needed a place to store the lid and not just have it sit on the ground. So I got a Packables bracket, some more T-track, and it works out that I can now with a little bit of work store my lid on the case and roll it around wherever I want to. So this worked out pretty well, but having the table, had another idea, and back to Home Depot and got some 10-inch folding brackets and 4 more nutserts. Anyway, 4 more nutserts into the table saw. And now we have brackets. So I added 2 more T-tracks, female side. I had to put an extension because of where I mounted the brackets on the frame. I could have come up a little bit farther, maybe not had to, but this is just what I ended up doing. So now, Now I have a table extension for the table saw, and back to the pins. If I set them through the holes on the base, it lines up, keeps the table from being able to slide out. This is just a little bit lower than the top of the table saw, and I need it out of the way. Folds down, out of the way. Folded down, I can't get at the vacuum output, so if that's the case, if I want to, put it on the base. Now I found that with the table saw, if I just put it on one, the wheels, one drawer unit, it's perfect height to use. On two like this, it's too high. But for just on two cases, works out perfectly. Hope this gave you some ideas and helps you out.